stripes and a red dress, a red hat.
Good afternoon, family.
What you doing with all that hair?
Excuse me, please.
What are you doing with all that hair?
I'm taking after my big cousin Cherry.
I love it. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good
It's
afternoon.
fluffy.
So I've set up the TV inside. You guys should be able to see.
Are you want to introduce yourself?
I see it says Noel and Arlene, but I don't see Noel and Arlene.
I hear him.
I see a picture.
That's it.
See my lovely desk?
I see what looks like a laptop.
You see a mess. Yes, one of my toys. I have many. And my bills. Good drugs.
Okay, I can move over.
Hi, Auntie. How are you?
Hi, sweetheart. I'm okay, thank you. Trying to
Oh,
walk.
I see Punkle. Looking handsome as ever. Hi, Punkle.
Hi.
He calls Uncle.
Hi.
Helen. I don't know why she calls me that. That's her special, that's her private thing.
That's my special name for him.
A private thing.
It's private.
Hi, Group 5. How are you
Good
doing?
afternoon. Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Mevrouw de Boerin?
Ik ben goed, dank u.
Okay.
English, please.
What, Arlene? Come and do it to me, honey. I'm internet straight.
Yeah, it's
Oh, but you can remember it. And you have to go back.
Now I can only see half of my uncle.
That's okay. Only half of me is available.
Oh, I was like, what's going on? Why am I seeing this stuff on my screen?
What are you seeing on your screen, darling?
Virtual memorial for a beloved James and Junia.
Yes, that's what we're here for.
I know, but it took over my screen. I was surprised.
Okay.
I'm seeing
No,
it on
don't-
the screen.
Anyone else?
Only took away your picture.
Well, we will have plenty of time to look at everyone else. I will tell everyone else what's going on when they come, but I will welcome everyone. Uncle Noel will give a blessing. We will have readings of the obituary and a video for Uncle James and Auntie Junia. Uncle James's stuff will be first, Auntie Junia second, and then we'll have time for remarks. But I'll go over this with everyone. So instead of a free-for-all in the beginning, oh, hi, how are you? It's nice to see you. What's going on? All that
Like
stuff.
right now?
Yeah, like right. So I'm going to try and have some order.
Oh, good luck.
I might wind up muting all participants.
Like me?
Yeah. No, that's fine. And it's early, so we're just getting started. I probably won't mute people until maybe 4:33 or 32 or so, and then we'll get started. If we give everyone a chance to chat and talk, things will get out of control. So I've actually purchased a membership for Zoom, so we're not limited to just the 40 minutes. We'll have as much time as we need to share. What did Peter do? Oh gosh.
Go handle your business, girl.
Excuse me, please. Come on, please.
You have time. Nobody else is here but me and Uncle and Auntie. Or should I say Punkle and Tanties?
Yes. Oh, you got it on?
Where is the wife, Uncle Noel?
She's somewhere.
Just you lost her too?
No, I didn't lose her.
She ran away.
She didn't run away either.
Well, we hope we see her.
Well, that's if she feels like it.
That's if she feels like being seen?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Auntie Hyacinth.
Hi, my dear. Rosie went to sort the TV out. Peter inadvertently went and changed the channel, so she has to get it back. So that's where she is right now.
Okay. How are you doing in the meantime?
I am doing okay, thank you.
Did you go to church today?
On the TV.
Me
Yeah,
too.
but-
Actually, I did it on the laptop.
Yes, I looked at it at my church. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine introduced me to a church that I like. So, online.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Wherever you get it, take it.
Yeah, yes. Sometimes I go to the National Cathedral in Washington, and they had some nice services.
Please don't touch it.
The priest had a special blessing for Junia today, last week.
What
They
is
did it?
happening?
They did it today?
Yeah, for juniors.
Oh, no, I wanted to see it.
Oh, well, it's on YouTube if you want.
Yeah, you can replay it.
Yes.
A few weeks ago.
She did it last week. I think this is the third time. Yes, but I suppose it will be the last.
Last week I looked and didn't see it.
Oh no, that was in the Washington Cathedral. We did submit her name and James's name, but I don't know what happened. Maybe they were limited to the amount, but they did have it.
Uh-huh.
But their names weren't mentioned. I don't know. Rosamond sent it, and I don't know if anything happened in the process. I looked yesterday, and they did not have it. I don't know. I thought it was going to be a continual thing every Saturday, but
Right.
they did yesterday.
Okay.
I couldn't find it anyway.
I went to church 3 times for the day.
Wow.
That's you're blessed.
And we had church at St. George's Cathedral at 8 o'clock.
St. George's Cathedral in St. Vincent.
Yes.
I didn't know
They stream the service every Sunday at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I'll send you the link next time. And
Please.
my church in Claremont had a live stream at 9:30.
Uh-huh.
And my former church in Brooklyn
Former church.
had a Zoom service at 11 o'clock.
You were busy bee.
Busy bee.
Yeah. At your church,
Sanctified.
No.
do you have to go into the church to read or read?
No. I haven't been to that church since.
Oh, okay.
It's gone again.
Okay.
I see Ken.
The sound isn't coming through the TV anymore.
I see Ken has joined us.
Hey,
And Marvel.
Ken and Marvel, welcome. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Hi,
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
thank you for having us. I know.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you Heinz?
Are you what?
They're Heinz?
Ken and Martha.
Yes.
I
Yes.
understand we're
Hi,
related.
Martha. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, the Llewellyns are related to the Heinz, I understand.
Oh, really? You see?
Goes way back.
Who isn't related?
All right.
I nearly said.
Isn't or who
they're
is?
Younger, right? Yes, they're younger than Cherry. Yes.
Okay, so we're just waiting for
4:30.
4:30 to get started. We'll be starting shortly. I'm going to put the agenda up on the screen. I'm also going to mute everyone. We'll be starting shortly. I thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
See you soon.
I didn't even see that was skin.
Okay, I've muted everyone except for me. You can go ahead and Zoom.
You, please. Everybody's busy tonight.
It's not 4:30 yet. If you wait a few minutes.
You Florida people must be on a different time zone.
You have to see everybody else.
Those are the people that are there, Arlene, so far. See, oh, that's it.
Sometimes it tell you how many people from down here.
Yes.
It'll tell 12.
Yes, it does.
It was it showed there before 12.
You know what? Rosie had muted him.
It is now there.
Hey guys.
Hi, Eddie.
Hello, hello, hello.
What's up, Eddie?
Yes, sir.
No,
How you doing, man?
Suzette. Kenya. Eileen.
Oh,
Should we open?
yeah.
Oi. You want a minute or?
What else she got in here?
Well, right now it's just
Marcia is there. I don't know who's that.
Big picture.
I could unmute myself.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is 4:30 p.m. and we're getting ready to get started. What I had displayed on the screen just now was our order of service, basically an agenda. I'll go ahead and show that to you again and give you an explanation of what's going to happen today. So today we're meeting to have a virtual memorial for our beloved James and Junia. Welcome, thank you for joining us. In a moment, we'll have a blessing by Uncle Noel. We'll have an obituary reading for Uncle James and a video with some music. And then we'll have an obituary reading for Auntie Junia and another video with some music. And then we'll have time to share. We can share our memories. If there's some type of tribute you'd like to make, comments, condolences, whatever you're comfortable with. And if you don't feel comfortable speaking, that's okay. No pressure, okay? Then we'll have some closing remarks and we'll end with a hymn. Does anybody have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who is present who is expecting someone else to join that you'd like us to wait a minute or so for?
Yeah, where's Bernie?
Actually,
Roz, hi everyone.
Hey, Marcia.
I love the hair, Roz.
Thank
Sam
you.
is trying to get in, but she's telling me that they're asking for a password. I don't know why.
There is no password.
I told her that, but she says she's still, something must be wrong. I don't know.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
she's trying to get in, so it's up to you if you want to wait a minute.
Well, we can wait a minute or so.
I expected Kim and Tony to be joining, but I sent them the link, so I haven't seen them
Yeah,
yet.
that's not bad. They just have to hit join meeting and put in the ID.
Well, I'm gonna go check my phone and see if I got any messages from them. I'll be right
Hey,
back.
Rosie,
Yes.
Zircon is also supposed to be joining.
Okay.
and
I
Bernie-
see him. I see Zeke in the participant list.
Okay, great.
He's under Tony's iPhone. If you were to look in the chat window with the participants.
It's okay. My computer is acting up, so I wouldn't do much to it.
I wonder if Tony's iPhone is Uncle Noel's Tony. I think so.
Tony's iPhone, no.
Julie's on, but we don't see her.
Hey, what's up, Bernie? You on?
Move over and share a little bit more. Move over and share a little bit more.
Tony's here.
He's on. Zeke is on.
Okay.
I'm out.
Hi, family. I love you. Hey, James.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you.
Hi, Barbara and Ken. Glad you could join us.
Nice. I think Tammy's trying to get on too, for Babs.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice to see you.
All righty. So I think just about everyone who needs to be on is on. I see Ken joined us.
No, this
I
is
see Julie's on.
Rodman had
I
it
heard
on.
Tony was on. Zircon is on.
What I had on.
Is there anyone else we were
Everybody's
expecting?
on the screen. What about?
Auntie Bernie's with Julie, I believe.
Yeah, they would.
My gosh, she looks like her mother.
Wanting to come in a couple of minutes. He was outside.
Okay, we can wait.
Hi all, this is Babs.
Hi,
Hi,
Babs.
Babs.
How are
Thank you
you?
for joining us.
You're very welcome. Nice being here.
Yes,
Sorry it's this occasion, but
I know.
yes. You all keeping well? Roz, remember me though? I doubt.
Of course.
Okay. Hi Noel, Narlene.
Hi, how are you?
Great, thank you.
That's Ken and Marvel.
No, that's Babs.
It's Babs, Babs.
Oh, Babs. Oh,
You don't have the
okay.
screen. You don't have the.
No, I don't have my screen.
That's Ken and Marvel.
So good.
They're teaching in the background.
You want to see other people? Yeah.
I can't see everybody. I'm the white sheep.
Like that.
Yeah, okay.
Who is Vernon?
I don't know.
When
Vernon isn't here. Vernon should have been here. Vernon and Marlene.
They're not hearing you.
Yeah, they can hear me.
What's Uncle Vernon's phone number? I'll call him quickly.
Here's my phone. 917 3.
How about
I'll give you Vernon's number.
Auntie Suzette, you want to call Uncle Vernon for me, please?
and what about Ronald's? Ronald, was he not notified?
I told his children. I
Oh, okay.
communicated with Ronnie and Roxanne.
Oh, I see. Okay. I gotta go get my phone.
Okay.
Vernon's number.
Call him.
That's a good idea. Thank you, Uncle. And that's early.
Hi, Vernon. We're waiting for you for this meeting, Zoom meeting. James, and I thought I sent it to you. All right, you had to go to Zoom. You've used Zoom before, right? Yes. Okay, and the ID I'll give it to you is 873.
Richard said he's trying to get in and he's having trouble.
138.
He might call you if he continues.
Yeah, 83.
I wouldn't be the best person for him to call. Right now, there's no password. It's just the meeting ID.
3409. The last 4 digits is 3409. Okay, so just go to Zoom and then join and put in that ID. We're waiting for you. All right.
Did he say what his trouble was specifically?
He said he didn't get it.
Oh, not Uncle Vernon, Richard.
And Sandra is supposed to have gotten it as well, but I haven't seen her.
There she is. Sandra's on.
Cherry,
Okay.
is his phone number 516-595-4623?
That's my phone number. Yeah, you got a problem with it?
No, Cherry said you were having trouble joining, so.
Nah, I joined. I was just trying to get video, and then I hit FaceTime, and it was a mess. It hung up on everybody.
I'm sorry, dear. Okay, good. So you're on.
I'm
And
on.
Uncle
I
Vernon's
want to see
joining.
video. I don't get to see nobody. Everybody talks about these Zoom meetings, and there's supposed to be videos and stuff. What happened?
There should be video.
Yeah, there
Do
is.
you have the app on your phone?
No, I need the app.
Work with your phone.
Yes, darling, you need the app.
And they gotta put it on join video.
If you don't want to put the app on your phone, you can use a computer. And you can just go to zoom.us and type in the meeting ID. And then you don't have to worry about downloading the app.
Okay, I'm not home, so I guess I'm gonna be audio only.
Well,
So here
maybe they can record it for you and send you the
It
recording.
is recording. I will share a link.
Okay.
Don't worry. Everybody can understand, can recognize your voice, Rich.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
You're
But
right.
we can't see his beautiful face though.
Don't need to see
Slow
it.
your roll, Eddie.
Just,
Slow your roll.
I'm hearing
just
him, but I'm
picture
not seeing him.
archangels and the black Jesus, and you know, that's me.
No doubt.
He's using his
Andrea
voice
joins.
phone.
So who else here? Check in on the check-in. Hi, everyone. My name is Rich. I'm Pisces, and I've been here for quite some time. Yeah.
There's no love matches here, Rich.
Marcy.
So we're just waiting for Uncle Vernon to join. He was having some technical difficulties.
Hi, sand in your eyes.
Yeah.
So if
They can see your beautiful face when you're talking. Your beautiful fat chunky face.
I want my
What-
beard
what-
to look like Uncle Noel's.
What the hell is that?
Julie, but it doesn't look like Julie.
I'm not sure what that was, but it was
Where's
very
Bernie?
unpleasant.
Rosie, where's Bernie?
Well,
Auntie Bernie is there under Julie's name.
Hi,
You're
Canadian.
muted, so we can't hear you, Auntie Bernie.
Doesn't look like Julie.
Because it's Julie's mommy.
It doesn't look like, what's the name? Doesn't look like Bernie. No, I don't know who it is. I can't recognize the person.
It's Julie. That's Julie. No, that's.
I can't recognize that
Auntie
person.
Bernie, you're muted.
Julie.
You need to look at your screen and unmute yourself if you'd like us to hear you.
Andrea, can't I hear her?
Julie.
It doesn't look like Julie. It doesn't look like Bernie.
Uncle Noel.
Hello.
Yes, Julie.
And
How
what
you
my
doing?
beard look like you. That's not Tony, it's James.
Yeah, little James.
Yes.
English.
Yeah, there you go, English. I
Yeah,
want my goatee to look like yours.
but you gotta bleach it.
Where's Martin?
She's driving while she's doing that.
There's Julie up there.
That doesn't look like Julie to me at all.
Eddie, how's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm
Is that
good.
all? It's next to Eddie?
Oh, you want
Yeah,
so
yes.
Eddie,
Hello,
Yo,
part of your goatee.
hey, man, I'm owning
All
it.
it's good
I'm owning it.
You're
Hey,
trying to
yo,
look like me.
Canadians. What's up, Canadians?
Where you got all that gray?
Hey, man, I'm owning it, okay? The salt's taking over the
Hey,
pepper.
that sounds like Eddie.
Yes, it is. What up?
Hello.
What's up, cuz? What's
How you
going
doing?
on, man?
Long time, man.
I don't think they can hear
Yeah,
me.
whose fault is that?
Hi, Ricky. I know that's me.
I did before. Say it again.
No, you know, just checking.
Yeah.
Richard, if I say something,
Yes.
if I'm gonna say a word, and you should know who it is by this word. Pitchback.
Say that word again.
Pitchback.
What's up, Kev? What's the deal, man?
Yeah, you know, getting wiser.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. When you're getting old and shit, but we ain't quite as old as our parents and our elders. But you know, we're feeling it at this point still.
Alice looks different.
I
That
get
doesn't look like Alice.
That's his fault.
Great, it's great.
And like nobody's as old as Carrie is, but you know.
I don't see Sherry now. Where is she? She was.
Did I just get shaded? I'm like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
okay, good.
She was there before.
You need shading.
All right. Let the shade begin.
Wait.
I'm gonna need my hands for a moment.
Oh, Tony, you bleaching your beard like your father's too?
What?
I said, Tony's bleaching his goatee as well. Not as good as his dad.
Mr. Curtin, Mr. Tony Curtin. All I see is hands.
His fingers.
How do I see everyone? You have to go to gallery.
Okay, I'm here, look. There's no bleach, it's all natural. Proud of my wisdom. Nice and shiny.
Yeah.
I was trying to get everybody on the screen at once, but I don't know how to do it.
Well, you go up to the top right-hand corner where it says gallery.
Nah, I don't see it.
He doesn't show me.
OMJ, are those your babies, Mr. Curtin?
Yeah, that's them. Well, baby
They're
no more.
not
He's
baby.
Andrea
yeah.
had to joined in, but I haven't seen her yet.
All right, I'll set up a full picture.
I saw Andrea and then she disappeared.
You know what?
Amaryllis made it top.
My battery running.
Number 3 in her class. Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Amaryllis.
I don't know.
Congratulations, Amaryllis. Oh.
Tony not responding, and I guess Kim not hearing either.
I don't know. They're not here. Yeah.
You got 'em?
But they had a virtual graduation on Saturday, I think,
Wow.
and she was 3rd in the class.
Yeah.
The twin is right there in the white shirt.
How come we're not seeing Storm? This?
Hello.
She come out of her room.
Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Boy, that baby got big,
That's
huh?
Andrea, but no picture.
Yeah.
You know that you could unmute it back, right?
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
It's unmuted.
Okay, yeah. The vine's on it. I got it. Bye.
If you press the bottom,
Yes.
bottom left corner,
Uh-huh.
Hi, Auntie Bernie.
Hi.
Okay. All right, bye.
She looks different.
Stressing me out. Okay, just tell me what I do, what?
This is Julie. Hi, Julie.
They can't see me?
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Does anybody want to see the baby?
What if I don't
Yes,
want
please.
Yes.
Isabella, look.
They can't right
Yo,
now?
y'all showing babies and I can't even
What
see.
about-
That's cold-blooded,
Look,
man.
it's coming.
I don't get
Let me
to
not
the
see
babies.
her.
I don't have Zoom installed.
Oh, wow.
That's cold-blooded.
Hi, Bella.
I'm not happy.
Hi. Look at the
Yes,
baby
yes.
here.
That's Bella. That's a mini Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Julie.
Where's Martin?
He's not here. He lost his credit card and he's gone out to look for it.
Oh, wow.
You know, that's Martin. I said, well, you better find it before somebody starts using it.
Yeah.
Call in and put a stop.
I told him to call, yeah, to put a stop on it.
18 people you are.
Eddie, new addition?
Yeah, this is Jaden, man. Yeah, this is,
Oh,
Okay, all right.
yeah, this is Jaden. 7 months yesterday.
Hi.
oh, very cute.
Yeah.
Aw.
James, ask Eddie what his favorite team is.
Say Manchester.
Let's not start this now, please.
Better not say Manchester.
Let's not start this now, please.
Don't make me come up there.
There's an Ashley showing. I don't know if I remember or recognize Ashley.
There's only 2 teams, Eddie.
Hi.
Blackburn Rovers and Liverpool. Nothing else exists. Okay?
Oh boy, we're gonna have words on another day. All right.
Oh no, there's no words here.
I've been trying for the last 30 years, man.
Who's Ashley connected to?
Ask Rosalind. No, she's on the phone.
Ashley?
Yes.
I'm trying to connect you to somebody in the family.
Trying to connect me?
Who's Ashley?
My mom, Andrea.
Oh, okay. That's now I know. That's what I'm trying
Yeah, I'm like, getting old.
Okay, Ashley, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Andrea's with her mom. Yeah. Oh, my God. Wow.
I can't see without glasses.
Come on. Den. Who's the Den? Ask her. Where's Reno?
You could ask her to.
No. You told me that she said she didn't going to get on it, right?
Anyone knows who the Den is? The Den, Daddy Bobby. That looks like Rosamond.
John.
That looks like Rosamond, or is it Harrison?
I think it's Rosman in another room.
What about me? What did you say, Cherry?
Hi, who's this, Barbara?
Who is
Fine,
with her?
fine. I don't know.
That's my daughter.
I'm the second daughter. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? You look just like your mom.
I do, thank you.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Keisha.
Hi, Auntie. Hi, Uncle Ken. Auntie Sue.
Yes.
I
How
apologize
are
for the
you?
delay, everyone.
Don't need this thing.
I was just on the phone with Uncle Vernon trying to help him connect, but he's having some technical difficulties. He
Okay.
said he'd catch up with us, and this is being recorded. I will post it to YouTube so it's shared with
Roz, are you
whoever would like to
speaking
see
to
it.
us? Are you speaking to us, Roz?
Yes, I was.
Oh, it's a lot of noise. Roz, do
Okay,
you
I'm
know
going to
who's
mute
logged in?
everyone.
Rosamund, do you know who's logged? Uh-huh.
Oh, Marcia, I muted everyone except for you because you were speaking to me. I'm sorry, there was too much
No, I
background
was
noise.
just curious.
What were you asking?
I think I know who else, everyone else is, except the person who's using the photo of Daddy Bobby and family and listed as the Den. I was wondering who that person was, or people.
Wow. Okay. Well, perhaps that person will reveal him or herself or themselves. But in the meantime, let's get started. All right, great. So thank you all for making the time to join us today. I apologize for our delayed start. We're very sorry for the recent loss of two of our very near and dear elders in the family. And we're coming together to celebrate their lives. Unfortunately, we are in some unusual times. I don't know what this compares to. This social distancing, this illness, the pandemic, civil unrest, there's just so much going on. But we have each other, we have family, and we're strong, and we need to stick together. So to get this started, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Mr. Noel Curtin, and he has a blessing for us. And then we're gonna go over the obituary and a little video montage, first for Uncle James and then for Auntie Junia. And then anyone who'd like to share a tribute, condolences, memories, whatever you'd like, you'll have the time and space to do so. So, Uncle Noel, the floor is all yours.
Thank you. My dear family and friends, we are gathered here this afternoon, not physically, but virtually. And we give God thanks for this new technology that when we can't touch and hug each other, we can still see and speak to one another. We are here to remember, especially two siblings, James and Junia, who passed away on April 11th and May 30th, respectively. If you have other relatives or friends who have recently passed, you may remember them at this time also. Jesus tells us that when 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Heavenly Father, we are gathered in your name, and in your name we desire to proceed. We invoke your presence in our meeting. Guide the thoughts and words of all of us as we pay tribute to our loved ones. We ask you to send your Holy Spirit to comfort the spouse, sons, daughters, siblings, and grandchildren of James and Junia as they mourn their loss. May the proceedings of this meeting be conducted in love and harmony. And in all that we do and say, may you give you honor, praise, and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you kindly, Uncle Noel. That was beautiful.
Amen.
Next on our agenda is the obituary for James Curtin, and I understand that Yolanda is going to be reading it. Are you ready, babe?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Thank you.
Okay. So James Edmund Curtin, he was born on August 16th, 1936 in St. Vincent's. He sadly passed away on April 11th, 2020 in Berkshire Nursing Home in West Babylon, New York at the age of 83. He was the oldest child of James, aka Daddy Bobby, and Eileen Curtin, aka Mommy Pussycat. He had 9 siblings: Karina, Hyacinth, Noel, Junia, Shirley, Vernon, Ronald, Yolanda, and Michael. In 1945, the family had moved to Aruba. They lived in Paso Chiquito, Santa Cruz, and Savaneta. James was very active growing up. He loved to play soccer, which was his favorite sport. After primary school, he went to trade school as he had an interest in mechanics. He also had an interest in cars. He can take an engine apart and put it back together in no time. In 1955, he joined the Merchant Navy and was able to visit a lot of South American countries and some European countries as well. In 1959, the ship docked in Liverpool, England, and he decided to stay there. He got a job as a mechanic at the shipyard in Liverpool. He also signed up to play soccer for Accrington Stanley FC. James was a very good man. He would always lend a helping hand to anyone in distress. He was also a jokester. He loved to tell a good joke and also pull silly pranks on people. James was married 3 times and fathered 7 children: Michael, Suzette, James, Andrea, Lorena, Julie, and Martin. He also had 7 grandchildren: Devon, Ashley, Ariana, Kyle, Alex, James, and Isabella. He lived a full and happy life. Through his wife, Bernadette, his children and grandchildren, his legacy lives on. Daddy, we love you, and you are deeply missed. There isn't a second that goes by that we don't think about you and we miss you. There is a piece of our hearts that are missing, but it gives us solace to know that today we are sending you home to be with our Heavenly Father and our Creator. And you are now with your parents and other family members and friends that have sadly passed away.
Thank you, Yolanda. Great job. All right, so next up we have some images, a little video. Hold on a moment. I'll share my screen and show you a little something. That's fine. Dear family and friends, please be advised that my sister and I have moved. I received a call from God, the chief architect, the other day, and he informed me that my new home was complete. You all knew that I'd been working on my building, sending up timber, packing up, and getting ready to go. I knew that my mansion needed some finishing touches, and the chief carpenter, Jesus Christ, had to inspect and give it his final approval. Early on Saturday morning, April 11th, I was told my mansion was complete. I was pleasantly surprised when my sister was also granted permission to move in the following month on Saturday, May 30th. He told us to go ahead and change our address. Well, my new home is finished, and what a sight it is to behold. It is located on an exclusive estate behind a beautiful pearly gate. It is just over on the other side of a serene celestial shore. Of course, you know, the streets are paved in gold, and every day is Sunday, just like you have been told. Trees with 12 manner of fruit grace my garden here, and I can walk and talk with my master with not a worry or care. I have lived in many countries, and most recently I lived in Long Island, New York. But my new home is so much better than any place I have ever lived before. There is peace, joy, and happiness here. There's no pain or heartache, no pills or doctors, no strife or discontent, only sweet serenity. I can dine at the Master's bountiful table and listen to a heavenly choir. And best of all, my Heavenly Father is here in all his glory. And yes, I have my own designer here who's fitted me with my own white robe and wings. I could go on and on about my new home, but instead, I'm going to pray that you get to move here one day yourself. Before I go though, let me give you my new address. James Curtin, 558 Heavenly Court, Godstown, Heaven. All right, next up, we're going to remember Junia Wilson, and Eddie's gonna manage that portion.
Okay. You guys can hear me? I believe so. Sorry. Okay. Junia Lillian Wilson, age 77, passed away peacefully on Saturday, May 30th. Beloved wife of Hollis Wilson for almost 50 years. Loving mother to Kevin and Catherine, and Edmund and Janet. Cherished grandmother to Nathan, Gabrielle, and Jaden. She'll be greatly missed by her brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, and other relatives and friends. Junia was born in St. Vincent in 1942. She spent her formative years in Aruba and emigrated to Canada in 1966. Already fluent in English, Dutch, and Papiamento, Junia became proficient in French as she set down roots in the Montreal area. In 1974, she graduated from Sir George William University, Concordia, with a degree in urban geography. In pursuing her passion on becoming an educator, she graduated from McGill University in 1975 with a diploma in education. Junia taught history, geography, English, and other subjects at various high schools throughout the city of Montreal. Member of the Quebec Board of Black Educators, she was a passionate teacher of Black history and was a staple at the DaCosta Hall Summer School program. She took pride in her West Indian heritage and was proud to share her knowledge regarding Black awareness with anybody who had the pleasure of sitting down with her. Her gentle soul and strong spirit will be missed deeply by friends and family alike. Okay. Now, just give me a second, guys. I'm going to share my screen. And hold on. Razi, you have to give me it's not letting me share my screen. You have to make me the host for a minute.
One moment. Get back to that view. Make host. Yes.
Okay, I think I'm okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you
I
very
have
much. That was
to
beautiful.
give you back hostship, Rosie, but I gotta find you. There you are.
Thank you, darling. All right. All good. So now I'd like to open up the floor for people to share whatever it is they would like to share. I am going to go in the order of appearance of people on my screen. I'm going to tell you what that order is based on what I see, and then we can go in that order. If you'd like me to skip you, or if you want me to come back to you later, just speak your minds, okay? So first up, I'm just gonna read the names that I see. Noel and Arlene, Helen Llewellyn, Ken and Marva, Yolanda Carchi, Canadians, eh? EW, Suzette, Marcia Curtin, there's a dash, I'm assuming that says goodbye. Sand in Your Eyes, Joshua, Ashley's iPhone, Lorena, Julie Curtin, Barbara, Andrea's iPhone. The den is here, that's the other room. My mom's watching with Peter. Jonathan, Zeke, Kimbliana. I think that is it. So everyone is muted because when you're muted, we don't have that terrible feedback. I'm gonna start with Uncle Noel and Auntie Arlene. I'm gonna unmute you. If you have a response to something that someone is saying, please feel free to unmute yourself and respond. I'm trying to unmute you. I seem challenged. Maybe you can unmute yourself. I'm sorry. Please help me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's done, I guess. Am I unmuted now?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm placed in a very peculiar or special position, you can say, because James was my older brother and Junia was my younger sister. And both of them were extremely close to me. See, James and I played together a lot. We were only 4 years apart. And I remember him, especially in Aruba. The first place was Post Chiquito. Somebody said Pas, but it's Post Chiquito, meaning little well in Papiamento. And we were close to the sea, and we'd go down to the beach so often, and James was very adventurous. He built a boat, so to speak, from discarded codfish boxes. And so I don't know how he did it. I wasn't going to get in the boat with him because I couldn't swim. You know, he learned to swim before and by jumping off a rock and, you know, so he was able to swim. That was Costa Chiquita for James. Then we moved to Santa Cruz, and he loved kite flying. He built the biggest kite that I knew. When I tried to fly it, it almost pulled me up in the sky, you know? And an experience we had with him, we used to sell sweet bread for my mother. We go around the neighborhood and sell bread, and the price that our mom gave us, you know, we kept to that price. But then James realized that we could make some extra money, you know, so we had to raise the price about 5 cents, and, you know, we didn't tell mom anything, so we had extra sweet buns. Alamanda, that's another Papiamento word for, is a game that is close to baseball. You throw the ball and hit it, but the bats that we had was a broomstick. So you had to be very good to be able to hit that ball. And then soccer, as was mentioned earlier, he was very good at playing soccer. They used to call him Pia Corriente because he was so fast, you know, when he speaks. Corriente means lightning or current, you know, electricity. So you got Pia Corriente. I remember once, another thing that we did together, there was a soda truck, soft drinks truck that broke down on the road close to our home. And the driver had to go to get something to to repair it. And we had a feast on those drinks. We didn't take any home, but we drank so much that we couldn't drink anymore. And then in Savoneta, James was very busy fixing bikes and stuff like that. Eventually, he left and he's in Savoneta to join the Merchant Navy. Came back to St. Vincent maybe once on vacation in 1957. And I remember him so much because he bought me my first bike. And it was the pride of all. I was still going to school, grammar school, and I'd ride the bike to school, and all my fellow students were amazed with this bike. It was a 3-speed bike. We didn't have 3-speed bikes or bikes with gears in those times. But that was James. I'll move to Junia now because she was after me, and only 2 years or less than 2 years, 18 months after me. And we played together all the time because, you know, Tyson didn't want to really play with me. She tried to boss me around. That's your mom, bro. You know? But Junia, we do all kinds of things together. I remember we tried a game of running and walking on oil drums, 45-gallon empty oil drums. And my friends and I used to do it, and Junia saw us doing this thing, and she decided she wanted to try it. So she got in the drum, but didn't last very long. She fell off and unfortunately broke her wrist. Let me go back. So I was responsible for Junia breaking her wrist. She had to go into the hospital. Junia was responsible for me going to the hospital when I was about 4 years old in Costa Rica. We were cutting little things on the floor from paper, and I asked Junia to throw me the scissors, and she literally did. She threw the scissors, and it landed in my eye, and I had to spend about a week or 2 in hospital. But I can still see out of the eye. So that was Junia. Then I moved to Canada in 1965, and she followed in 1966. And I was a visitor, and she at St. George, and when I came back home, she got married during the period that I was in for 2 years. Then I met Hollis, and Hollis is an excellent steel band player. He played the drums, but he could play pan as well. And the Playboys, that was the band, I think that is the name of the band. And I spent weekends at Junia's home in La Salle, and we go out, Hollis and Junia and I, we were bowling. Junia didn't want to bowl, but she had fun anyway, and we visited friends. Also, those are really fond memories I have to share with Junia. I'm so sad that, you know, what has happened to her. But she's always in my heart. I love her dearly, and so I love my brother. So those are what I want, things I want to share about James and Junia. Thank you. Roz?
I was trying to unmute myself. I'm unmuted. Thank you. Next up is Helen Llewellyn. Sherry Berry, it's all you.
Hi, everyone. Wow, this is hitting me a lot harder than I expected. Particularly Uncle James, because I kind of like went MIA after he passed for a little bit. It was a lot, and I didn't know how to approach my cousins because so much was happening. Uncle James was not a part of my life as a child physically because he was doing his thing, you know, seeing the world. But I always imagined him as some movie star because he looked like one to me. You know, this tall, handsome man, you know, debonair and far away. And when I finally met him, I remember meeting him by Mommy and Daddy and Bobby, Mommy and Daddy Bobby, on Autumn Avenue, and he had a whole family with him. And I was so happy to have more cousins because, you know, I could never have enough cousins being from two large families. And they had this English accent and was very, you know, supposed to be proper, but Lord, they were bawdy. And, you know, in true curtain tradition, the double entendres and the bawdy jokes and, you know, I just tickle in all of that. But he was a strong man. And I don't remember him getting angry very often, but when he did, get, you know, hide. Just hide yourself because you don't want to be part of none of that, okay? James. Mr. Tony Curtin. Richard, wherever you are, you know that crew. You know what y'all was doing. Okay, Uncle Noel had to come up and straighten y'all out. But, okay, let me move on. Then Auntie Junia. I'm going to move forward to Auntie Junia because she was definitely dear in my heart for many reasons. I was very close to her, particularly during my teenage years when I was developing as a young woman and forming my ideas and learning about the world. And I was there for her wedding. I will never go back to Canada again in the winter. Thank you. Thank you, Canada snow. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But visiting LaSalle in the summer was like storybook. We had a real childhood coming from Brooklyn, you know, concrete jungle and all. Whereas in LaSalle, they had backyards with trees and bushes, and you can imagine things. And my brother Giovanni, oh my God, he would not take a bath because he didn't want to lose his tan. And he had blonde hair sticking out because he was in the sun all the time. And Auntie Junia was, and Uncle Hollis, you were part of it too, but she was like Betty Crocker, June Cleaver, and all the other TV moms roll into one, and a badass to match. She was a badass because between her and Uncle Hollis introduced me to Nelson Mandela and South Africa at a time when nobody was talking about that. And I have to say, I was woke, okay? But Auntie Junia, in her quiet way, was so strong and so brave and so amazing. I don't know whose house it was, but somebody had, are y'all seeing it? I don't know, it was Uncle Noel, Auntie Junia, I don't know, one of y'all had that in the house. And I thought, man, my aunts and uncles are cool. They're so awesome with their big afros and everything. Okay, I'm taking away from stuff. I have so much to say. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, family, especially you, Miss Fifi, for this wonderful experience and ability to share my thoughts and my love. And I miss you guys so much. And I love you all very much. And I want, the ones I don't know, I want to know you. Uncle Hollis, damn, you're a Mac Daddy! Woo-hoo! So you, Uncle Noel, your place is secure.
Thank you kindly for sharing, Cherry. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Next up, Ken and Marva. Please unmute yourself.
Hello all, this is Marva. On behalf of Ken myself, just expressing our sincerest condolences on the passing of James and Junia. We always fondly remember the Curtin family, and way back when in my childhood, always remember the various picnics and so with mommy and daddy and the Curtins and the Derricks, and you know, just always remembered what a special family Auntie Eileen, Uncle Bobby, and always felt included when I was invited to the many occasions you guys had. Love you guys, God bless, and stay safe and blessed. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us and for those very kind words. We love you and appreciate you too.
Yep.
All right, up next, Little James and Yolanda. Unmute yourselves, please, family.
Good afternoon, all. Don't know where to really start. I was fine until right now. It's just a hard time for everybody with everything else that's going on right now. So what to really say and what I can't say is just I think the passing of my father has really hit me more now, today, than it has since he passed because of what's going on with this right now. But everything that I am today and who I am today is because of my father. A loving man, a caring man, but also a very firm and hard man. There's nothing he wouldn't do for you. But if you did cross him, you would know about it. And he would make sure that you knew about it. Like I said, I could sit here and go on forever and ever, because the more I would talk, then the more I would remember. We don't got time for that. You know, some of us is going to have grandkids and have great-grandkids if I was to sit here and try and discuss that. My Auntie Junior, I always remember my Auntie Junior as, in my eyes, was probably one of the most caring women I have ever met in my life. She was always happy. I never once did I ever see her angry. And she always had a positive side to everything, no matter what it was. If you didn't like something or something was wrong, she would find a positive way to it. My condolences to everybody here, including myself and my family. There's not much more I can say that other than Auntie Junior, Dad, we love you, we miss you, we'll see you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. I know that wasn't easy. Next up is the Canadians, Kevin and Company. Please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. For me, I haven't really process it all yet, so it hasn't really hit me. But I will say this, you know, in thinking back and seeing all you guys, when it comes to Uncle James, the first memory I have where I think about or associate it is Autumn Avenue, right? I don't know how many years and weeks and months that we spent there, but it is Autumn Avenue that comes to mind when I think of Uncle James and the cousins and the aunts and the uncles and the chaos in the kitchen and everyone forgetting everyone's name. And in retrospect, I think I probably took all that stuff for granted of as seeing how much family you have and seeing them all the time. For me, it was a given. 3, 4, 5 times a year, I'm down in New York. You know, that's what it was. The one memory that I will say I have of Uncle James, and like, again, I'm sure we all have many, is when he found out how I was playing soccer. He asked me what position I was playing. I told him, well, I'm playing forward. He says, no, you mean striker. I was like, yeah, striker. Then he looked at me, gave me that stare. James, I don't know how you were to do that stare for all your life, but that is scary. He gave me that stare, and then he just said, the one thing you have to do, doesn't matter what, put the ball in the net. And that was it. But that was the best advice I have had from anybody when I was starting to really take soccer serious and competitive, all through the competitive years and the trips. You're a striker, just put the ball in the net. Doesn't matter what anything else happens. So I took that for me for years. When it comes to my mom, I think that the trip that we took a couple years back to St. Vincent really kind of like closed the circle for me. Seeing the hill where she rolled down the barrel, I still can't believe it, but there's no digital video from back then, but that's something I would have loved. I would have paid money to see that.
We saw her house.
Yeah, we went to visit the house. You know, we sat in the room that she was in. I'm still getting chills just thinking of that. But that was something that is an experience that I'm so glad I had. And one of the first things I did when I came up, I was telling the stories where I saw the room she was in, I saw the street she was in. That was good. That was priceless. That was a cherished moment. So, you know, I don't want to spend hours and hours talking to my mom, but I know she had an impact on me, and I know she had an impact on you guys. So I just want to say thank you to all for being cousins, for being aunts, for being uncles, to being friends, because it's been years that I've spoken to many of you, but just going through some of the pictures, going through some of the memories, talking to you, I started just getting memories and just flashbacks of things of nonsense that we used to do. I mean, with Richard and Pitchback. Rena, I still remember the first time I saw Oshkosh with the hat and everything like that. Tony, or should I call you Zangief? I mean, Marcia, like the Lamborghini you got me. You know, I can still go on. Kenya, hope you can still sing, girl, but I want a tape. Right? Again, thanks for everyone for being here. Thanks for taking the time today. Rozzy, thanks for putting this together. I really appreciate it, fam. Love to all of you.
Thank you, Kevin. We love you too. Next up is EW. Please unmute yourself.
I really just want to say thank you. It's kind of hard to still just process everything, just looking at the pictures, all the pictures that I've uncovered since my mom's passing and hearing about Uncle James. It's a lot to go through and process. So most importantly, I just want to thank everybody for taking the time. It's so great to see everybody's faces. Rozzy, thank you so much for setting this up. I was in no kind of headspace to be thinking about something like this. So to see everybody here, to see tiled windows and just feel like you're all here, even though we're in this situation where we can't be, is very comforting. So Sending my love to everybody, my condolences during this very hard time, and hopefully we'll get to see each other sometime in the near future, not for something so morbid. Okay? That's it.
Thank you, Eddie. I need to find myself in Canada. I was hoping this year, maybe next year, I don't know, soon when it's safe. I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. I've actually shared that sentiment with a few people on this call. All right, next on our list is Suzette. Please unmute yourself.
Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are unmuted now.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see everybody again. Like Terry said, I didn't know this was going to hit me so hard. I broke down a couple of times, but I'll try to keep it together. I have two different fond memories that I'd like to share on each of my beloved siblings. First, I'll go with James. James, I've always admired as my big brother. He used to travel a lot, and he used to go to all these fantastic places. And I think he instilled in me the desire to travel as much as I do because of the places that he went to and the things that he did. I remember two particular things that he sent back, and he always remembered Mom and Dad. He, I think, went to Rio de Janeiro, and he sent a beautiful rug. I think all my siblings will remember that rug. It was a beautiful fur rug that Mommy and Daddy proudly displayed in the drawing room. And I used to just several times just go and run my hands on that rug. And I also remembered him bringing an album home to Mommy and Daddy, and it was made of butterfly wings from Rio de Janeiro. It was a beautiful album and a beautiful lamp. And I always used to say to myself, oh wow, I'd love to travel to those places. So that's one inspirational story. He inspired me to the love of traveling. The second one is a funny joke. Like I think James said, little James, he was a prankster. And I remembered we were living in the first place that we rented in New York. I don't remember, it wasn't Autumn, it was the first place. And James decided to surprise Mommy and Daddy and come for a visit. And Mommy and Daddy were both at work and I was home. So I welcomed James in, he's sitting in the living room and we're going to surprise Daddy. Well, Daddy walked in the door and saw this man sitting in the living room. And he got angry at me because he thought I brought a man in the house. And he went up to James, is sitting there, and he's looking at me all angry, and he just introduced himself. He says, I am James Curtin, who are you? James politely said, I am James Curtin. And he extended his hand again, he says, I'm James Curtin, who are you? And he said, I'm James Curtin. And then I said, Daddy, that's your son. And he finally calmed down. He was not, that was a true surprise, but that's Daddy Bobby. All right, let's go to Junia now. Junia inspired in me a very strong work ethic. Junia's first job was working at the post office. And apparently she did such a fantastic job because she had just left to go to Canada to study. And they had opened an opportunity for high school students to get a Christmas job at the post office. And I decided to apply. And as soon as the manager heard, the person that interviewed me, that I was Junia's sister, he just praised her and says, oh, if you are Junia's sister, you hired on the spot. So I got the job, my very first job, while I was working at Bishop's College because of Junia's strong work ethic. And that inspired in me to have a strong work ethic, and it helped me to be so successful in life. So I appreciate her a lot for that. Now, a funny story about Junia. So little ones, close your ears. But Junia loved, Kevin, not you. Junia loved Rocher, is that Ferrero Rocher chocolates?
Look at Kevin.
Yeah. And I remember we were at Patsy's or somewhere, Kenya was there, and she got some Ferrero Rocher chocolates, and Junia's face just lit up. And she says, oh my goodness, I love these so much. She said, they are so orgasmic. And Gideon went, did you know? So there we go.
They are, though. They are.
Yes. So those are some very fond memories, and I have many, many more, but I know we must move on. And they will always be in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Suzette. Perhaps we can all have a chocolate in honor of Auntie Junia later this week.
Auntie Sue, my son wants to know what orgasmic means. So I'll have him call you. I'll have him call you.
Good move, Kev. Sand, you're up next.
Organic. Just say it's like organic. Yeah. Is it my turn to go?
Yes, my love, it is your turn.
I'm not sure. Is it my turn?
It is Sand Curtain's turn.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't have any. I don't have any particular memories to share of Auntie Junia or Uncle James. They're just sort of like rock stars to me. But I wanted to say to everyone, we are really very blessed. True, this is not the happiest time to come together, but I say you take it as it comes. Look at your screen and all the people who are gathered here. We're all part of one shared story that Auntie Junia and Uncle James were, and that story is alive and that story is rich. For those of you who find you're overwhelmed with certain things in the moment, that's perfectly fine. That's grief. It's not the same from one day to the next. It's not the same from one moment to the next. And however you feel it, you go through with that. If it hits you as laughter, it hits you as tears. Sometimes you don't want to talk to anybody, and that's okay. You process it in your own way. But just remember, if I'm going to leave you with anything, it's that everyone's here for each other. And we can continue to do that. I hope we get to get more in future, but we're curtains. We're awesome. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Sand. And I think I neglected to thank you, Auntie Suzette. I really appreciated those stories. Next up, Joshua. I see you guys over there in Brooklyn. A quick note, congratulations to the graduates. I know there are 2 graduates in that room. And Tony, unmute yourself. What's up, babe? Talk to us.
Hi, everyone.
I don't have much to say, except that I feel blessed to be in this family because everyone that I know in this family, I know some people in other families, some members, or they just don't talk to them. I can't think of one person in this family that I don't like. So in that way, I feel blessed. I'm not sad by the passing of my uncle and aunt because to me, maybe it would be cynical, but it's a natural progression of life that we all must go through. And I don't look at this as a loss. Or if you think of the life that they lived, the legacy they left behind, and that to me is what we remember. I think back to Daddy Bob, the life, and he left quite a large legacy behind. And I don't remember at his funeral, everyone seemed happy. It was more of a celebration of his life than regretting the loss. So I'm not sad at all. I mean, I just hope that when I go, everyone will remember. I hope to have a party when I die, not a tear in the, not a teary eye in the house. Um, my daughter, they've even words than I am. So something to say, Marilyn? She don't know half the people on this screen. So, my condolences to those who are having it rough. But think of the legacy, like I said, that he left behind. They lived quite a great life, and we should celebrate it often as they're still here. And in some ways, they still are. That's about it. Okay,
Thank you kindly, Tony. All right. Next up is Julie Curtin. I saw Auntie Bernie over there, and Julie and Martin. Please unmute yourselves. We're ready to listen. You're still muted.
Can you hear me now?
Fine.
I miss my others so much. He was a great man. He's half the reason why I'm the woman I am today. Taught me so much. And I miss him so much. I miss his, he always used to joke. All of his kids know that. He would joke with us, and he always used to sing a song to me, which was funny. Joan Arc, you take a bake here. He instilled in me so much. And it's hard because it's like I don't get any closure because I haven't gotten to really, until today, say, goodbye, but so real. It's like a dream that I expect to wake up from. But his legacy will live on, and I'll make sure of that. As Frenchie Jr., I remember going to Canada just once, and of course Eddie and Kevin are older than me. But she was a kind woman, very kind woman, and she will be really missed. Is it important? That's pretty much it. Thank you. Okay. My mom is too camera shy. She doesn't want to come to the to the camera. What a wow.
That's okay.
All right.
Did Martin want to say anything?
No. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Julie. I know that wasn't easy. All right. Next up is Marcia. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. All right. I'm gonna make it really brief. Uncle James represented to me just a gentle giant. That's how I first saw him. Very tall but gentle. He was a man of few words to me. I know maybe James may not feel the same way, but he was a man of few words to me, and a few words that when he did speak, they were more of a little tease or a little joke about something that was happening. And on occasion, when he really wanted to speak a little bit more, it became a profound sentence or two, but very few words. And so I will always remember him as a gentle soul. I will always remember him as a debonair, tall man with a sexy accent. And I'm glad that James never got rid of his sexy accent, because I think the British accent next to the Vincentian accent is the sexiest one in the world. And I will remember Uncle James for that. So before I go on to Auntie Junia, I really want to take the time to send virtual hugs to my cousins. I spoke to Bernie, but I didn't speak to all of my cousins, but in particular Julie, which was closest to my heart, because when Uncle James came to the UK, she was an infant. And so she was really special to me. So Julie, I did speak to you, Julie. So hugs to you, hugs to Rena and Andrea and Ashley, who I never met, and of course James and his family. So all of you and Bernie, I want to just say to you, my heart is with you at all times, and so condolences to everyone. And then Auntie Junia, I think I got my, Cherry teases me all the time about being this Pollyanna personality and looking at everything negative and finding a positive, twist to things. And I think I saw that in Auntie Junia in all of my years. So that's one of the things I would remember her for the most, is that she was always a positive light when she entered a room. I also believe I got my my love for the Black Power movement from Auntie Junia. She actually was the first woman that I saw that had no desire to change the texture of her hair. She was always true to her culture and true to her heritage. And as you saw in the eulogy, that that was one of the things that she shared with her students a lot. So I will always admire her for that, in addition to the fact that she was really a family woman. I remember fondly the times when she came to Brooklyn, my little one-bedroom apartment. We were able to squeeze everybody in there. I don't know if you guys, Kevin, if you guys remember that pull-out couch that we'll all sleep, horizontally on that couch. Those are just fond memories. And that was one of the things I loved about Auntie Junia and Uncle Hollis. No matter what in the corner you can throw a comforter down and they were happy just because we were family and we were just together. So again, I will miss her terribly. And I know in the last few years, it was hard for most of us to figure out how to, how to visit with her under the circumstances. And I know that must not have been easy for you, Uncle Hollis, as well as Kevin and Eddie, but it's just challenging to be able to figure out how to deal with these things, as you guys more than likely have experienced it firsthand on a daily basis. So, so know that, from me anyway, know that you're loved and she was loved, and we care about you. And feel free to reach out to me at any time, Kevin and Eddie in particular. And just want to also share my condolences with you and the family, all of the kids, which I got to meet in St. Vincent recently. So Eddie, I just need you now to meet your little one, Jaden. So thanks again for just opening up yourself to us despite the circumstance. And thanks, Roz, for putting this together.
Thank you, Marcia. All right, next up is Lorena. Please unmute yourself, Lorena.
Hi, everyone. It's really nice to see everyone. It's the first time I've seen James cry. That says a lot. What can I say? That taught me a lot. And everybody in the house now knows that I'm always trying to fix things. He was a jack of all trades. Just like James fixing things. For some reason, this late in life, I want to go into electronics because I'm all about taking things apart and fixing them. I remember in England as a little girl when Dad was fixing his car and he passed me the spanner. He said, wrong one. So just passing him the tools and now just watching him fix everything. Yeah, it really taught me how to, I won't get stuck on the side of the road. I'll definitely know my way around the car. And yeah, he was a fun guy. He was a jokester. He did like to joke. He did like to joke. And I loved joking with him. Just the way that he passed and everything is just, you know, hard, not being able to be there. But, you know, he was a good guy. We'll always have him in our hearts. Auntie Junia, wow. I used to love going up there the time that we did. I really enjoyed that with everybody. I always remember her cooking so much. And for some reason, she always wanted to clean my socks. She used to go, wow, you're such a tomboy. You're always running around. You can't have your socks like this. They have to be white. And she would take this like solution and she's like, you have to scrub them. You've got to make them really white. And I used to be like, okay. But that was Auntie Junia. She always wanted to cook for you and to keep everything clean and to make sure that you were good. Do you have any more socks for me? And that's how I remember her. Love going up there. Kevin, Kenya, wow. I just remember our time in Aruba. Dad got us the motorcycles. I think I crashed it and tried to glue it and tape it. But we won't tell anybody about that. But definitely remember our fun times. What else can I say, guys? I'm really happy to see you all. Alex, do you want to say something?
Yeah. I never really got to meet Junia, but I'm pretty sure she was a very good woman, very great, strong woman. You know, I wish I could have met her before. But with James, I feel my bond with him was it really went quick because he really loved watching and talking about soccer all day long, and everything. And, me being a soccer player in my high school, having a really high ranked team in the nation, it really like pushes me to even play soccer more now, that I can carry that with me, knowing that my grandpa was there in my heart. Every time going to his house, I would always miss him. I would always see him joke around with Bernie about where she's from, that one time. Always
We
a
always joke.
fun, great guy, I really miss talking with him. Wish I could have, said a few words before he had gone. Wish I could have seen him, but it's very sad, And yeah, it's pretty much much I have to say about him.
They're still with us in heart and spirit, so we'll be okay. That's it, guys.
Thank you very much, Rena and Alex. That was lovely. All right, so everyone else who is left is not currently on video. So next up is Barbara Babs. I saw you earlier. Would you like to say something? I'll pause for several seconds to see if you you unmute yourself. If not, I'll move on to the next person. She's here.
It's not there. Hello. Hello, everyone. This is Barbara. Hello. Hearing me?
I'm sorry, Babs, you're there. Everyone else is muted so that we can hear you. So we're all paying attention to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Just want to say, may Junia and James rest in peace. My thoughts and prayers are with the family. We had good memories. Still keep in touch, especially with
No, never mind.
So all the very best. My condolences to the family. I'll keep you
I
in
don't know if she knows
my
that we are
prayers.
on.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Babs, for that. We appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna skip a couple only because Uncle Vernon unmuted himself and he started speaking a moment ago. So Uncle Vernon, please continue. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you had some technical difficulties and you missed most of the beginning. However, this has been recorded and I will share the video later. I'm gonna mute myself so that you can address everyone. Thank you.
Okay, you got it.
Okay.
Great. Okay. You can
Hi,
see him, Rosie?
Rosmi, you looking for me?
Okay.
Yes, my love. I've been looking for that wonderful face, that curtain face. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Hyacinth.
Hi.
Well, just letting us know that we are a very close-knit family, and everybody knows that. Let me talk about James first. James, he was, well, all of my family was, especially the elder ones, even the younger ones, older than me, were teachers to me. When I first met James as in St. Vincent, we grew up in Aruba, but I didn't know him in Aruba. You know, he left when I was a little boy, joined the Merchant Marines. And so when I first saw him is when he came back, he made a visit to St. Vincent and talking about soccer. He seen me play soccer and he's telling me that he was a good soccer player and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, all of his brothers were good soccer players. And he taught me a lot while he was spent his time in New York, like teaching me how to, fix cars or, how to figure out problems in the cars and stuff like that. He was an engineer as far as I know, not just a mechanic, an engineer. Why is Tyson laughing like that? And coming to Junia now. Junia was very dear to me. I would remember when my father was alive. Every holiday, first of all, the first time I went up to visit Junia in Canada is when she was getting married. And I can remember this, I bought my brand new suit and got on a bus, get up to Canada. When I get off the bus and got to the house and the day of the wedding came and I go looking for my pants in my suit, it was missing. So I had to borrow a pants. We didn't have the time to go to the store and pick up a pants. So I had to borrow one of Hollis's pants. And it was like tight on me. It was funny, but this is the things that I remember and stuff like that. I treasure these moments. And I know like every holiday coming up, I know here's a question coming from that. Brandon, what you doing this weekend? And I get to, it's from habit, I said, I guess we're going to Canada. Because he was like that. Every weekend, every holiday, every holiday, he would try and go up to Canada and he would go. And it was always a great time. Junia, with the cooking and stuff like that, she always make bakes and saltfish, that stuff. And these are things that memories that I have that I treasure. Junia was always also a mother to us when we got to St. Vincent. And mommy and daddy was working still in Aruba at Lago, and mommy has to go back there and spend some time with him. Junia was the mother who took care of us as our mother.
Vernon, excuse me, please.
Yes?
Your hand is blocking our view of your beautiful face. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Beautiful face. Yeah, so Junia was like a mother when my mother's not on. She was a mother to all of us. Okay, make sure we got dressed, make sure we had the right thing, make sure we got to church in time and stuff like that. So I will always treasure that and always remember Junia. Now, I think she was our teacher, but I won't go into that now. So these are the things that really I treasure a lot and stuff like that. And Hollis, Kevin and Eddie and all your families, and Bernadette and all your kids, Julie, Andrea, you know who you are. I appreciate all of this, and I'm so sorry that we're going through this. I am going through a tough time right now, coping with all this. I'm trying to figure out how to get by. I know years ago, when in 2 years, I lost 3 of the most important women in my life. First, Mommy Pussycat died. Then my wife came down with breast cancer. The doctor gave her like 6 months to live. She ended up living 3 years. No, a little over 2 years. And my sister Shirley, she got hit by a truck. That was the most devastating to me because I was not expecting. Okay, and I saw the news on TV. I didn't know who it was until her husband called me. Herman called me and told me that his wife died. Shirley died. My brother, my sister died. And then Felicia died. So if people says, I don't know how you could get through this, how you got through this. And I said, I don't know either. And they say, no, it's God brought you through this. And I said, it have to be God because I don't know how I was like, could get through all this without somebody, So, and now I'm going through a similar thing here now, 2 already, in less than a couple of months. So it brings back memories and it's very hard for me to take. But God willing, I will preserve, I'll get through all this. All right, so Kevin, Eddie, Hollis, Bernie, Julie, and the rest of the family, God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Vernon.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna let Mom say a few words. She's not feeling the greatest. So move the camera a little closer to her so that she can share. You're on, Mom.
Hi, everyone.
Morning.
It's so nice seeing all these new faces. Welcome. I haven't met you because I have been living in Florida for the past 17 years. Now with my brother James, I am the third of 10 siblings. And you know, with 10 kids, sometimes you have to take the minor disputes into your own hands. Well, I didn't have any problem with my bigger sister or my younger brother. So one day, James said something to me which I got annoyed about. So I went and gave him a good punch. You heard that he was called Gem Spear Corriente, which Noel explained to you, it means electric fork. Well, I got a big shock. He did not hit me, mind you. He didn't touch me. So now I know that it wasn't only his feet, it's his whole body. And I said, never again would I touch it. Never try it again. But poor Uncle Noel and Uncle Patsy used to get it from me. Anyway, so I was in England and I was all alone in the south of England, and he was living in the north of England. And I had no one to talk to, no friends or anyone. So whenever we had vacation, if I didn't go overseas, I will land up at his house, sometimes unannounced. And he was always so very welcoming. He was also a very good father, and never did I see any hanky-panky from him. He was really a good man. So now I will move on to my sister, Junia. Let me explain to you. We were all about 1.5 years older than the other until after Junia's birth. And then my mom had a break because my dad had gone to the river. So then after Junia's birth, it was about 4.5 years between Junia and Shirley. And then there were another 1.5 years apart. So my mom was really busy.
Very.
So, by the way, not Junia, by the way, Suzette.
That's that curtainitis.
That chocolate incident took place in the church. And the person who gave Junia the chocolates was Father Henry. Nothing else to be said. Anyway. Okay. I remember my parents will sit together and they say, oh, a holiday is coming up. Let us go and visit Junia and Hollis. They just loved going there. And sometimes they arrived unannounced. They'll call Noel up, Vernon up, and Rafi, who was Shelby's daddy. And they will go down. And my dad had a wonderful time. And when Junia came to visit me, sometimes I would get a little annoyed with her because she would make everything spick and span in the house. And she really looked after her kids and her hubby. She would say, when it's dinner time or breakfast time, whatever time it was, she would come into the kitchen. Oh, you don't have to fix it this way. They like it that way. And she would go to the shops and she would buy all sorts of crazy things like herring and pickle this and pickle that, and said, this is what he likes. And she will cook it and make it for her husband. So they were very loving. And talking about church, Junia was a very staunch church member. She worked hard at the church. She was elected there, read the lessons on many Sundays. And she also taught the kids about Black history. And children, don't cry. Your parents are in a better place. And, you know, looking down on you. So as Tony said, we will miss them now, but their love and heritage remains forever. So love you all and hope to meet you all sometime. Bye.
Well, since the camera's on us, I guess I'll go next. When I think of Uncle James, I think of fun times. Uncle James came to live in my house, the house that I lived in when I was a little girl, and brought me the best surprise ever, Julie. And Uncle James often invited me out when he was taking his family out. And I remember riding in the back of his station wagon. I wasn't in a child seat or a booster seat. I didn't have on a seatbelt. We were just hanging out in the back of the car and we were okay. One of the things I remember, he took Julie and I to a flea market and we're walking around and my mom had given me some money and I had a little purse. Actually, this purse was the purse that I'd gotten from the 50th wedding anniversary. It was the purse that went with my dress and I was swinging it like, you know, a little girl would do. And somehow the money fell out of my purse. I don't know where it went. And Julie and I both saw some toys we wanted to buy. And when it was my turn to buy it with the money that I had, the money was gone. But Uncle Vernon covered for me. And I tried to keep it a secret from my mom so I wouldn't get in trouble, but somehow mommy found out. But whenever I went downstairs or later, if I went to visit in Long Island, Uncle James always offered me something. There was always food to eat. There was always enough for me, whether or not they had planned for me. And I remember one time I'd gone downstairs and Auntie Bernie had cooked and I didn't know what it was that she had cooked. And I remember going upstairs telling Mommy, dinner was good downstairs. We had meat on sticks and it was tasty. I didn't know what ribs were, but I had ribs and they were tasty. When I think of my Auntie Junia, I think of the word nurturer. Rena, I relate. I've had that lecture with Auntie Junia telling you how to clean something properly. I remember that as a little girl. I fondly remember our many trips to Canada. It was just a staple of life. It's what we did. It didn't seem or feel like anything special. And those memories are comforting. They feel like home. Auntie Junia was always kind to me. And one of my favorite things would be sometimes I'd be at home in Brooklyn on Autumn Avenue and the doorbell would ring and I'd go downstairs to open the door and who would it be but Auntie Junia? Sometimes by herself, sometimes with Eddie in tow. Usually when the whole family came, we knew it was like a holiday or something, but Auntie Junia was good for just popping up and she was always welcome. I will remember them both fondly. Uncle Hollis, I love and admire and respect the way that you cared for her. There are few people in this world that have anyone who would stick by their side like that, and that's beautiful. Oh, sorry. I extend my sympathies to you and the descendants of Auntie Junia and Auntie Bernie, also to you. You stuck by Uncle James when times were tough. And I extend my sympathy to you and the descendants of Uncle James. I think Mom had something else to say.
Yes, talking about Hollis. Hollis, I do appreciate your visits twice a day, most days.
That's a lot.
To Junia and feeding her and helping her and talking to the nurses when you were off. And it really helped me, and I understand your boys when they to help with her personal care, which is greatly admired. I do appreciate it, and I know that you are going through a very tough time because of you not only lost your wife, you lost your brother as well. And Arlene also recently lost her sister. My condolences, and just keep strong. We will get through this. Amen.
Thank you. All right, next in our list is Andrea. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, you. Hey, baby. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. It's so nice to see all the faces and the cousins, and it's been a long time. I guess I'll start out with Aunt Junia. The memories I have from Aunt Junia are probably the ones when we first came to America. And I just remember always saying to me, Dad, wow, she looks like Mom Pussycat. She reminds me of Mom Pussycat. Always cooking, smile on her face, wonderful woman. So that's pretty much the memories I have of Aunt Junia back in the younger days from Brooklyn. I wish I could have got to know her as the years went on. But from what everyone's saying, what a wonderful woman she was. God bless her. Going back to my father, I'm still grieving just like everybody else. I'm mad, angry for the pandemic that we have, for not being able to see him the last month of his life. Being an essential worker, working in the ER every single day, watching people that are going through what we're going through now, and surviving COVID, which I had for 3 weeks during the time that my father passed. I'm just angry. I'm thankful that I'm here because it was rough. Having that was rough. I've never been so sick in my life, and I pray that I'm here. But I also have a lot of resentment of not being able to hold him. What was he thinking? What was he going through those last moments? But I don't want to dwell on that. He's in a happy place. He's with his sister, his mom, his dad. So I really don't want to dwell on that. I do want to thank Bernie for everything that she did for me, Dad. In less than 6 months, he went from walking, talking, driving to somebody that just went downhill like that. And it just makes you appreciate life. Don't take things for granted, because you never know when today's going to be your last day. So I'm just happy that I'm here. I'm happy I have my family. This is just going to make us stronger. And you know what? When's the next family reunion? That's what I want to know. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you, Eddie, Hollis, just thank you to everybody. Like I said, I'm still dealing with this. I still cry. I think about him every day. And I just like to say at the same time, I know everyone's going through something. Everyone's lost somebody. And there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. But I also just want to say to my brothers and sisters, thank you for being there for me. I'm kind of like me dad in some ways. all this new technology, and I just retreat back. I like the old things, you know. I don't have Facebook or anything like that, and everyone's always like, oh, we never hear from you. I'm very just reserved and more laid back. But I think about everybody. I just want to say I love everybody. And I just want everybody to say a quick prayer for my mom, who's going through something very difficult right now. My mother has stage 3 cancer. She just had surgery. So far, so good. She's doing okay. And she's got a long road ahead of her. So everyone say a prayer. And I'm going to sign off now. So I'd just like to say, love you, Uncle Noel, Tony, Rosamond, Hyacinth, you look beautiful. Suzette, I haven't seen you in years. Uncle Hollis, Eddie, just everybody. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. We love you too, and I'm sure I can speak for everyone. We will keep your mom in our prayers. I hadn't known that, and I pray that she has a full recovery.
Thank you. We just found out. Thank you, Raz. Love you.
Just posted. I love you too, baby. Thank you. All right. Next would be Zircon, but he's not feeling so well, so he sends his love, and we're gonna skip over him. And Ashley. Ashley, are you ready? Do you have anything you want to share? Please unmute yourself if you'd like to speak. She's getting a little bit of privacy.
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm not really good at speaking, but my last memory of my grandpa was really sad. I just wish I had more to say to him before he passed. I remember going over my grandparents' house and just always being happy, always laughing at what he said. He was a good guy, funny guy. It's hard to speak right now because I don't want to make myself cry. But I just wish I had more time with him before he passed. I think that's my biggest regret. I was worried about myself when I didn't go to see my grandpa as much as I should have. But he's in a better place now. So Auntie Junia, I've never met her, but from all what you guys have said, that she sounds like a good person. She was a good person, good woman. And thank you for everyone being here and supporting everyone. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ashley. That was great. I think you do a great job speaking. So thanks for sharing. There are two more names left. I know that Kim is at work, but Kim, if you can hear us and you'd like to unmute yourself and share anything, please do so. We'll be a little bit patient and give you some time since I can't.
Hi everyone, how are you?
We're well, thank you. Floor's yours.
Rosie, I always want to say thank you for being the glue that keeps us connected. You always go above and beyond to try to bridge the gap between the family despite location, and you're really a treasure. To the rest of the family, some of you I know, some I don't know, but it's a privilege to be a part of this family. Because no matter what, it's a family that stands together and you value each other. And you recognize that though everyone is different, you still love each other unconditionally. To the to those that are directly impacted by the loss of parents, cousins, uncles, sisters, brothers. My heart is with you because my mind says, so we're all here on loan for a period of time. When God says it's time to go and return to Him, we're called. And we have to understand that, but it doesn't make it any easier because we've grown so attached to those. We've learned, we're tethered together, not just by experience, not just by blood, but just by the fact that we're family. And my heart is with you today and every day. You all are continually in our prayers. And about that family reunion, you know, we always talk about it and it's hard. But as you can see, technology allows us to do so many wonderful things. And I think we should incorporate it, you know, into our lives, that we can stay closer together where cousins can see each other. And, you know, technology allows us to bypass mountains and rivers and oceans. So my heart is with you guys. I love you guys. And I pray that we will see each other again soon, where we can smile and continue to reminisce about the life lessons that were taught, about the experiences that we gained, and how to teach our children that mountains don't have to keep us apart. Have a wonderful evening.
Amen. Thank you so much for those words, Kim. Jonathan, would you like to unmute yourself and share?
Hi, this is Jonathan. I'm a Helen's son. I never knew the man personally, but I just want to give my condolences and just pray in agreement that that our time here is limited, and that even though we're sad that they're gone, that someday at least through Christ we'll meet them again in heaven. So this is what we have to look forward to. And I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. I was wondering what Jonathan it was. I didn't know it was you, Johnny. I'm so glad you joined us. Thank you. I'd like to comment that a couple of people mentioned family reunions.
One second.
And
Can
Jerry,
I
you're
just
saying
say,
something. Go ahead.
Jonathan, thank you. I love you. This is Mama Bear. I didn't know you were going to
Hello?
be. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm being mommy. I'm sorry. I love you. That's my child, y'all. That's my son. Okay. Bye.
So hopefully one of these days we'll get our collective acts together and actually have an in-person reunion. We had a Zoom call a little over a month ago to celebrate one of us aging. And we have a Zoom call to celebrate the life transition of two of our elders today. I've spoken to a couple of my cousins and one or two of my uncles about this, but I would like to host a monthly Zoom call where we just get together and chat. I am open to suggestions on dates and time, maybe the first Sunday of every month at 2 p.m. or 6 p.m. Reach out to me. Let me know what works for you. My mother's shouting instructions at
So
me.
instead of going to Pussycat for lunch, we'll meet at Zoom.
Yes, that's
Okay.
definitely.
That sounds good. I will bring my drink.
Thank you, Cherry. So if you have ideas, if you have thoughts, I'd love it to open with a prayer. I'd love us to share information, family history, accomplishments, goals, people who are moving, graduating, new jobs, recipes, anything. It can be any and everything. You let me know, we can make it happen. There are a couple of people I'd like to thank. One is my mom, because we were watching a church service online, and she mentioned that it would be nice if we had done something. And she's the one who lit the fire under me to get this ball rolling. And mommy pussycat, it's me, my mommy pussycat. I don't know if you guys saw the picture that Eddie held up, but
Yeah.
Eddie is my ace. You know, growing up, I had favorites. So my first favorite was Adrian. I didn't know anybody else. Adrian was always there. And then like Julie and Eddie and Zircon were the cousins that were closest in age to me. And all the time that I spent going back and forth to Canada, Eddie, you're awesome. Thank you so much for all of your help in making this happen and for working with me and collaborating. I really had to work closely with both Eddie and Julie. So Julie, thank you as well, to make sure that they were on board and we were gonna do something that resonated with them and wasn't too much and wasn't too little and was respectful. And I'm really glad that it all came together. Is there anyone else who has anything that you'd like to add or say? If you're finished speaking, I have a little something to play for you. Oh, is that one of the scooters that crashed? Look at the Canadians, eh? Kevin, that's a great picture.
I have something to add.
Yes, Uncle Noel.
Yes, in going through my memories and remembrances of, there's something that has stuck in my mind after I didn't mention it before, but I'll have to give great kudos to Eddie and Alice, especially, for the excellent work that they did. I remember when Junia health started to go down and she had to be admitted to nursing home. You know, I visited her quite frequently when Hollis needed a respite, and I would drive up to Montreal by myself and visit her. Then Arlene suggested that it's too dangerous, then I started to take a bus. But even after that, I kept visiting her and in the nursing home. And if I may say, I don't know if it's any credit to me, I was the only sibling or the last sibling to have seen her alive a few months ago in September 2019. And I visited her and Eddie was there feeding her. I sent pictures, I don't know if it was included in any of the videos, of Eddie tenderly taking care of his mom, Junia. And that really touched me. And Arlene was with me. And Eddie's fiance was there as well. And that has left a lasting impression on my mind. To Hollis and Eddie, I congratulate you. You did an excellent job. May you rest in peace. Amen.
Amen. Hey guys, I just want to say one last thing. I'd like to say thank you to everybody for being here, taking the time to be here for both my father and my aunt. The last time I seen this many curtains and family together, we were on Autumn Avenue in the kitchen. Eddie, Kevin, Uncle Hollis, my condolences, especially to you, Uncle Hollis, on your brother as well. Auntie Sue, Kenya, Marcy, Sandra, Zircon, Rosman, thank you for putting this together. Sandra, I'd just like to thank everybody for being here. Uncle Noel and Uncle Vernon. The curtainitis was setting in there, so if it's taking me a second to get the name out, you know why. And Tony, great speech before. I love all you guys. And I'd like to say thank you to my siblings and especially my wife for being there and for everything else that she has done. And that's it. Love you guys.
And you don't have to cry anymore.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, please don't. I'm not used to it.
Uncle Hollis, I just want to add too that, you know, what Noel said, ditto on everything he said. And I especially admired how you wouldn't even let the nursing home wash Junior's clothes. You would take him home every week. And not only did you groom her, shave her, do everything, but you did the laundry when you didn't have to. And we thank you for that.
Hear, hear.
There's something, Hollis.
Yeah.
That's okay.
What's that?
Is that Uncle Noel?
Yes, I recognize that photograph.
I think it's Aruba.
That's right.
Great trip.
Yeah.
You know, in this family, we don't put our elders away to let someone else care for them. I saw the standard set with Mommy Pussycat when she was ill, and then Daddy Bobby. We take care of them. We do what we can while we can, because without them, where would we have been? So I'm sure this will continue in the future as we all continue to age, Lord willing. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being open and honest and present and respectful. The last request I had was for a song, How Great Thou Art. And if anyone has anything else to say, feel free, but I'm gonna play it for us to listen to, and then we'll be all done.
Can I just say one thing right now? To Uncle James's family, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. That's all.
The worlds thy hands have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou When Christ shall come with shouts of acclamation and take me home, what joy shall fill my heart?
Sorry, I know you, but I'm muted.
I
Now we can hear you.
shall
That's fine.
bow in humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art,
I know that picture.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art! How great thou art! How great thou art! How great thou
Love those pictures, guys. Thank you all so much. Love you all. My deepest condolences to all of you. We've all lost.
Hi, Roz. Hi, Roz.
That's okay.
Kim has a very good voice. Maybe we could get her to sing something if she is not willing to, if she can't
If she's
sing now,
willing.
if she's willing to sing now.
I think Kim's at work and that now's not a very good time for her. But
Yeah.
Kim has a wonderful voice and she would have loved to have sung for us, but she's not able to right now.
And Roz, thank you so much. You've been an excellent
Thank you,
host.
Roz.
Thank you kindly. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're all very welcome. My pleasure. I love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. I'll be sure to share the link to the video with you all.
Thanks, Roz.
Happy Sunday. You're welcome.
Everybody take care, man.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Mama Ken.
Thank you for joining, Marvin and Ken. Oh, they look great.
Thanks. Bye, Babs. Bye.
Bye, Suzette. Hi, Noel.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, Rena.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Marva and Ken.
Bye.
Okay, Ken.
Thanks again for joining us, Ken and Marva. It was great to see you again. Thanks for sharing.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Bye.